Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Katie if you are new around here, and I love to make videos all about DIY and style. And today I'm sharing how I created this gorgeous festive wreath for the holidays. It's got all of my favorite things, gold and fairy lights and eucalyptus, and I'm using supplies from Afloral, which I've been having a ton of fun creating with their products lately, and this one came out just as great, so I'm so excited to share it with you guys. If you're looking for inspiration on a unique type of wreath that you can make this year for the holiday season, I think this will be perfect for you. Now before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you want to see more of my videos, and let's just hop right into it. For the base of my wreath, I'm using this gorgeous gold hoop, which I absolutely love the color of. And what I want to do is put the word Merry inside my wreath using some wire. So I went ahead and made a little template. Now you can play around with this and choose a font that's kind of like a cursive or handwritten font, and play around with the size so that it's going to fit inside whatever base for your wreath that you choose. For the wire, I got this wire that's wrapped in bark from Afloral. I thought it was really unique and would be really cool and kind of rustic for the holiday season. So to get started when you're wire bending, you're just going to tape down the end. I like to leave a few inches of wire on each end. And then basically you're just going to bend it all around the word that you printed off. And it's pretty easy. This wire bends very easily, and as you go along, make sure that you're taping down each section that you've completed so that it doesn't slide around. And I just like to have fun with it. Sometimes I'll make little loops where I can. So for this M, I made a little loop at the bottom and then brought it back up and around. And really this just takes some practice, but if you follow your little template that you made, it's pretty easy. And so you can just go ahead and bend your wire around the entire word that you've printed out. Now this wire is wrapped in bark, so normally I've done wire bending with just plain wire, 12 gauge wire, and it's a little easier and it doesn't shed as much obviously, but I really actually liked this in the end. It was just a little bit different. So once you've finished with that, you can remove all of the tape and then you've got your word. And don't worry if it's not perfect right away. You can bend it back into shape later once it's all completed to make it look the way you want it to look. So then I'm just centering it inside of my hoop, and I'm going to just cut off the ends. I just wrapped it around each side of the hoop and cut off the excess. So like I said, it might not be perfect right away, but you can really play around with it and bend it how you like it to make sure that you like the way it looks, and you can do a lot of different words as well with this. Now for decorating the actual wreath. So I've got this artificial pine as well as these white cabbage roses, and then this poinsettia, which is velvet, and I love the color of it. I love the texture. I think it is absolutely stunning. So what I like to do first is just lay out everything that I'm going to be using so that I can kind of get a feel for how it's going to look and make sure that I like the placement of it before I actually secure it to the hoop. So I really like the way that this looks here, and I'm using the top of the pine to cover up where I wrapped the wire around the hoop. So I'm just using some floral wire and I'm wrapping it around the stem and the hoop a bunch of times because this is kind of heavy, this pine, so I really want to make sure that it's not going to fall off or, you know, just get out of place. So I'm wrapping floral wire around it a bunch of times, and I'm going to be wrapping it in multiple different spots. So I started down here and then I went up a few inches and I wrapped wire around it again, and I just did that until I felt that it was kind of secure and not going to fall off at all. And once you're done with that part, you can cut off the excess of the stem, and this ended up flying across the room, so just be careful with that part. But then you can repeat the same process with the other pine on the other side, and I used my floral wire again and I wrapped it around this time the new pine, the previous one, and the hoop, so everything's going to be all wrapped together. And then for the top part, I realized it was a little bit top heavy, so I'm using the top of the pine to hide what I'm doing underneath, which is wrapping wire around a shorter part of it and just securing it that way. Now it's time to add my flowers, so I'm going to be starting with the poinsettia, and I'm placing that right at the bottom to cover up where I attached the pine. So I'm leaving a little bit of the stem at the bottom, and I'm just going to slide it under the hoop and then repeat the same process with the floral wire. As you can see, this is a pretty easy process. You can add as much or as little as you like to this wreath, and I'm keeping mine pretty simple, but the thing that I love about artificial flowers is that you don't have to worry about hurting them too much. You can play around with it. You just have to fold them, bend them back into shape, and it's going to last you forever. So I'm also adding this cabbage rose as well. I thought that would be just a nice little extra touch. And then this last step is optional. I'm taking some mini LED lights and wrapping them all around the word Merry. So This is something that I just thought would look really pretty at night. I could turn on the lights and it would be very festive. And just as a side note, you don't have to add the word at all. This is something that I thought would be really unique, and I love the way that it turns out, but you could also make the wreath with just the flowers and it would look just as gorgeous. It's really, really up to you. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I do. I think it is perfect. There are so many ways that I can think of to hang it up around the house. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And I will link Afloral in the description box if you want to check them out, check out the products, and maybe make a wreath of your own. And don't forget to give this video a like and to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye!